Jupiter looks beautiful from Earth. A giant striped planet, glowing in the darkness, almost peaceful through a telescope. But up close, Jupiter is not peaceful at all. It is one of the most violent places in the solar system. There is no solid surface to land on. Its storms can grow larger than Earth. Its winds move faster than anything we see on our planet. Its magnetic field traps deadly radiation around it. And if you tried to fall into Jupiter, you would never reach a normal ground. You would sink into deeper and darker layers of gas, where the pressure rises, the heat becomes unbearable, and the atmosphere itself starts to crush you. From far away, Jupiter looks like a jewel, but up close, it is a monster. So today, we're going inside the most terrifying planet in the solar system, and discovering why Jupiter is not just huge, it's violent. Jupiter is not just bigger than Earth, it is on an entirely different scale. You could fit more than 1,000 Earths inside Jupiter, and it is more massive than all the other planets in the solar system combined. That size changes everything. Jupiter does not simply orbit the Sun like a normal planet. It dominates the space around it. Its gravity pulls on asteroids, comets, dust, and dozens of moons. Some objects are captured, some are thrown away, some are redirected completely. And around Jupiter, everything feels extreme. The planet spins incredibly fast, completing one day in less than 10 hours. That rapid rotation helps stretch its atmosphere into massive bands, creating the striped look we see from Earth. But those beautiful stripes are not calm clouds. They are giant jet streams moving in opposite directions, wrapping around the entire planet. So before we even talk about storms, radiation, or what happens if you fall inside, you have to understand one thing. Jupiter is not just a planet. It is a gravitational giant, powerful enough to shape everything around it. The strangest thing about Jupiter is that you cannot land on it. There is no ground waiting under the clouds, no mountains, no rocks, no solid surface like Earth or Mars. Jupiter is mostly made of hydrogen and helium, the same basic elements found in the Sun. At the top, it looks like a cloudy atmosphere, but as you fall deeper, the gas becomes thicker, hotter, and heavier. The pressure keeps rising, the temperature keeps climbing, and the deeper you go, the less Jupiter feels like air, and the more it becomes something impossible to survive. Eventually, the hydrogen is squeezed so violently that it starts acting like a strange liquid metal. This is one of the reasons Jupiter has such a powerful magnetic field. So if a spacecraft tried to descend into Jupiter, it would not touch down. It would be crushed, cooked, and swallowed by the planet. That is what makes Jupiter so disturbing. It does not kill you with a surface. It kills you because there is no surface at all. From far away, Jupiter's atmosphere looks almost artistic. Bright bands of white, orange, brown, and red wrap around the planet like smooth, painted lines. But those colors are hiding something violent. Jupiter's atmosphere is constantly moving, twisting, and colliding with itself. The bright zones and dark belts are not just pretty stripes. They are massive wind systems, moving in opposite directions around the entire planet. In some places, winds can reach hundreds of kilometers per hour. And because Jupiter spins so fast, these winds are stretched into long, powerful jet streams. Storms appear everywhere. Some are small compared to Jupiter, but still larger than entire countries on Earth. Others merge together, break apart, or survive for years. So when you look at Jupiter, you are not seeing a calm gas giant. You are seeing a planet-sized weather system, a world where the sky never rests, a world where the atmosphere itself is violent. And then there is the Great Red Spot, the most famous storm in the solar system. From Earth, it looks like a red oval on Jupiter's face. But in reality, it is a gigantic storm system, wider than our entire planet. Imagine an endless hurricane spinning in the atmosphere for centuries. On Earth, even the strongest storms eventually die. They lose energy, they hit land, they break apart. But Jupiter has no solid surface to slow them down. So a storm can keep spinning, feeding on the planet's violent atmosphere. The Great Red Spot is shrinking compared to what it used to be, but it is still enormous. Its winds are terrifying. Its clouds rise above the surrounding atmosphere, and its color may come from strange chemicals being altered by sunlight. It is beautiful in images, but if you were close to it, it would not look beautiful. It would look like a storm large enough to swallow Earth. Jupiter's storms are not just made of wind. Deep inside its clouds, lightning flashes through an atmosphere completely different from Earth's. On our planet, lightning usually forms inside water clouds, but on Jupiter, the clouds are mixed with ammonia, water, hydrogen, and helium. That creates weather that feels almost alien. Some storms rise from deep below the visible cloud tops. Others spread across huge distances, changing shape as they move through the planet's jet streams. And when lightning strikes on Jupiter, it is happening inside a sky with no ground beneath it. No cities, no oceans, no forests, just layers of gas, pressure, heat, and violent motion. It is a world where the weather does not pass over the planet. The weather is the planet. And every flash of lightning is a reminder that Jupiter is alive with chaos. But Jupiter's most dangerous weapon is not something you can see. It is radiation. Around the planet, Jupiter traps extremely powerful charged particles, creating radiation belts far more intense than Earth's. To a spacecraft, this is a nightmare. Radiation can damage instruments, corrupt electronics, and slowly destroy the systems needed to survive. For a human, it would be even worse. Without heavy protection, the radiation near Jupiter could become deadly very quickly. And that is what makes it so terrifying. A storm can be seen, a cloud can be photographed, a lightning flash can be detected. But radiation is invisible. You could be flying through empty space, looking at Jupiter in silence, and still be inside a deadly zone. Before you ever touched its atmosphere, Jupiter would already be attacking you. Not with wind, not with storms, but with invisible energy. Jupiter's radiation exists because the planet has something even more terrifying: a monster magnetic field. Earth has a magnetic field too, and it helps protect us from the solar wind. But Jupiter's magnetic field is on a completely different scale. It is the strongest magnetic field of any planet in the solar system. It reaches millions of kilometers into space, creating a gigantic magnetic bubble around Jupiter. Inside that bubble, particles become trapped. They are accelerated. They are pushed around. They are turned into a deadly storm of invisible energy. This is why Jupiter is so dangerous before you even reach the clouds. The planet does not need a surface to hurt you. Its magnetic field turns the space around it into a violent environment. So Jupiter is not just terrifying because of what happens inside the planet. It is terrifying because even the space around it is hostile. Jupiter's violence does not stop with the planet itself. Even its moons are part of the chaos. The best example is Io. Io is one of Jupiter's largest moons, and it is the most volcanically active world in the solar system. Its surface is covered with volcanoes, lava flows, and strange colors created by sulfur. But Io is not violent by accident. Jupiter's gravity constantly pulls and stretches the moon as it orbits. This creates intense internal heat, turning Io into a world of eruptions. And some of that volcanic material escapes into space. Once it reaches Jupiter's magnetic field, it becomes part of the planet's dangerous plasma environment. So Jupiter is not only violent on its own, it forces violence into the worlds around it. Even a moon can become a volcanic nightmare just by orbiting too close. If you fell into Jupiter, the first danger would not be the clouds. It would be the radiation. Before reaching the atmosphere, your spacecraft would already be hit by Jupiter's invisible energy. Then, as you dropped lower, the planet would fill your entire view. The clouds would no longer look like soft bands. They would look like endless walls of gas, moving at terrifying speeds. You would enter storms larger than countries. Lightning would flash around you. The winds would throw your spacecraft violently from side to side. But the worst part would come deeper down. There would be no ground, only thicker gas, higher pressure, and rising heat. Every second, Jupiter would squeeze harder. Your spacecraft would crack, its systems would fail, the signal would disappear, and eventually, you would be crushed and swallowed by the planet. Not because you hit something, but because Jupiter itself became too much to survive. Jupiter is so hostile that even spacecraft have to be carefully designed to survive it. NASA's Juno spacecraft was built with special protection, including a radiation vault to shield its electronics. And even then, Juno does not simply stay deep inside Jupiter's most dangerous regions. Its orbit was designed to reduce exposure and avoid the worst of the radiation for as long as possible. That tells you everything. If a machine built by NASA has to protect itself from Jupiter, a human body would have no chance. Every mission near Jupiter is a fight against the environment, the radiation, the magnetic field, the gravity, the extreme distance from the sun. Jupiter is not a place we casually explore. It is a place we approach carefully, with machines built to survive conditions that would destroy almost anything else. Even from orbit, Jupiter is dangerous, and that makes the planet even more terrifying. Jupiter is one of the most beautiful objects in the night sky, a giant world of color, storms, and mystery. But the closer we look, the more terrifying it becomes. It has no surface to stand on. Its atmosphere is a violent ocean of gas. Its storms can grow larger than Earth. Its magnetic field turns the space around it into a deadly radiation trap. And even its moons are shaped by its power. Jupiter may help protect the inner solar system by influencing comets and asteroids, but up close, it is not a protector. It is a monster. A planet so massive, so chaotic, and so extreme that even our strongest spacecraft have to fight to survive near it. From Earth, Jupiter looks like a jewel, but in reality, it is one of the most violent worlds we have ever dared to study. And that is why Jupiter may be the most terrifying planet in the solar system.